forwards. Hard forecheck by the Wolfpack now create a turnover for a wrister that goes wide of Varlamov to his right. Taking control is Eklund. He'll move it down the left wall. Now it's Luke Rowe, the defenseman. He'll leave control of it for Foudy, who shoots, saved by Tongue off the stick. Eklund with the rebound. To the blue line to Kiefler. He'll walk it down the left wing. Hit on the boards by Anton Bleed, former Boston draft pick. Eklund and Foudy attack the puck. Stepping up is Cole McWard, leaving it for Eklund. McWard on it, now Eklund. The backhander doesn't get out. Kiefler, good set of hands. Kiefler gets control. He'll send it over now to Eklund. And he tried to slip a stick, but it's ricocheted over to Bleed, and now through the center zone come the Wolfpack. 1:15 in. Stolen puck by George. George is in, shoots, and sent it wide on the glove side. Isaiah George with a glorious chance has control. Centered it for Luff. Well, he was hooked partially, it looked like, but no call. Highmore, as the Bridgeport team is buzzing. Marshall Warren around for Luff. He'll pick it up down low. Now Highmore in his backhand. Highmore fights off the check, then to George. Around to Luff. On the right wing side, Highmore attacks the puck now to 1 minute and 45 into the opening period. Luff got shouldered. Support comes from Highmore and Beckman. The top line is on for Rocky Thompson. 0-0 game as we approach the 2-minute mark. Here's Highmore on the near side. He'll take a look. He'll throw it back the blue line. Marshall Warren dangling. Warren's in. Shoots, sent it wide. There's a penalty coming. This is going to go against Hartford, I believe, as Marshall Warren had a great look but missed it high blocker side. And heading to the penalty box is Trey Fix-Wolansky. So now the man advantage begins. On the power play, they are tied for 22nd at 17% are the Islanders. On the PK, Hartford is 12th best at 82.4%. Against Hartford this season, they have had 39 power plays. They've scored on 10% of them. Lower than their season average. Now their 40th power play against them this season. It is thrown back the point. They're set up in the man advantage. Here's Eklund. Went around for Kiefler. Yzerman stepping up on the right wing side. Kiefler, Yzerman trying to keep it in. Oh, no one knew where that puck was. Matt Luff didn't, but what's it? We have a play. Oh, Kiefler. He's leaking. And looks like he's going to have to come off for some repairs. I think it was the puck, or was it a stick? Where they're talking to Terrence. Yeah, it was his stick. He's going to the penalty box. It's a 5-on-3 for 146. All right, here we go. 5-on-3. A relatively fresh sheet of ice in the offensive zone. Yzerman, Highmore, Eklund, Matt Luff, the lone defenseman, Ethan Bear, and the puck will be dropped. The 5-on-3 begins with a face-off win. Luff to Yzerman, to Bear, to Yzerman. Skate the stick, shoots it off a stick and goes out of play. That killed off 11 seconds. Now there's a double minor because of the blood. So sitting in the penalty box is Terrence. Glorious opportunity to strike first here. Ethan Bear, 1 goal, 4 assists, and 5 points in 9 career games against Hartford. He's got control of the puck. It's Luff actually, then for Yzerman. Bear's on the goal line. He's calling for it. He gets it now. Highmore in the middle, centered, scores! Eklund! Perfect setup and a 5-on-3 goal. It's a 1-0 game, and the kid keeps scoring. Well, they knew exactly what they wanted to do. And this one, from the goal line, sliced across the crease. There's nothing that the goaltender can do, and Eklund buries it for a 1-0 advantage now. And there you go. That's a great way there. And the power play now, it's a 5-on-4 with 3.5 to go, so the double minor continues on for Terrence. Ethan Bear should have the primary assist on that tally. We'll give you the official scoring line when an opportunity allows. Varlamov has to feel pretty good about that, by the way, because his team has now given him a 1-goal advantage early on in the contest. Situating the puck now, it's Beckman and then Highmore. Highmore over the red line to Beckman moving down the left wing side. Beckman shoots, deflects, and comes back to McWard. It hopped over his stick, it'll get back to center ice. Fired into the zone as Varlamov steers it over. Marshall Warren will take control behind his goaltender as he marches now left to right. Helping him out is Liam Foudy. He drops it back to him. Foudy right over the logo at center ice. Moving in to Yzerman on the right side. Oh my goodness, he's dumped. That was a dangerous hit as Yzerman's slow to get up, but he's back in the play. Luck fires, blocked, rebound cleared. Well, you can make a real case for boarding against Yzerman, but they don't call it. They're winding up the power play breakout now. Now they situate in for a shot. Scores! Liam Foudy! Oh, just over the blue line and rips a wrist shot that beats Tongue, and it's a 2-0 game. And they're still on the power play. 4:11 the time of the goal. So, no rest for the boys who were up in the NHL last night. Eklund and Foudy come back and score goals, both on the power play. Well, Eklund scores his third. Liam Foudy has his 26th at 2:44 and 3:29 respectively. And now a 2-0 game. That's the way you want to start, isn't it? A couple of goals. Now, of course, you take advantage of the power play, and Dalen Kiefler will say it was worth the blood. Throwing it across here, it's Adam Beckman taking that pass from Highmore, giving it right back to him. Highmore moving it over the line. Getting knocked down in the process. It's in the corner now, an attempt to clear. Connor Mackey does get it down the ice to center. Here's McWard. Moves himself back in his own zone. We're almost 5 minutes into the opening period in a game that is now 2-0. Marshall Warren flips it in. Highmore galloping after it against Mackey. Highmore trying to dig it free. There's Beckman, and the backhand is sent to center ice. Clearing it out is Dylan Rubrick. Good work so far early on in this hockey game, a 2-0 lead. We'll move it again. Here's a chance. Shot, save, rebound. Foudy almost had his second. Ethan Bear punched it off the wall, but stolen by Hartford. They'll clear it down the ice. Varlamov may come out and play it, but it'll be Anton Bleed, who ran out of real estate, got spun around, now lost control. They have numbers the other way. Eklund pushing the pace. Sends it down the left side. Yzerman in. Yzerman fires it. Saved by Tongue. Well, Eklund to Yzerman, and the goaltender makes a save. 14:28 left. And a stop and play. Connor Barker looks, and he wants to send this all the way down. He had a goal against Bridgeport in the previous game. Varlamov will leave control of it to the oncoming Ethan Bear. Bear had the primary assist on Victor Eklund's goal. Yzerman had the secondary assist. This is scooped up by the netminder. Now he'll take a whistle. The faceoff coming to his left side. Shots on goal are 5-2. 2 have gone in for Bridgeport, who lead in the shots on goal department. We're almost 6 minutes in. Power play will be over in 18 seconds. Feel like a long time to be on the man advantage, but there's never enough time when your power play is really going. I'm sure head assistant coach Chad Kaloric has got to be ecstatic about that. Not only the 5-on-3, but then a 5-on-4 goal. collected by Highmore. Now Ethan Bear in the high slot. One-timer blasted Yzerman. He stopped by Tongue. Back to Bear. Here's Yzerman. Blasted again. Saved by Tongue off the toe of the left pad. We are now at 5-on-5 hockey. 2 seconds and 1. The penalty box finally empty for Hartford, but controlled by Bridgeport, and it's Ethan Bear again. Now he'll give it to Eklund. Put this one on a deflection off the end wall to the oncoming Isaiah George. Had it roll over his stick. Terrance the other way. Down the off-shooting right side, he'll move it in. Cole McWard beats him to the puck. McWard turning to the strong side before he sends it over for George. Now for Thiesing. Thiesing's in, along with Terry. Terry catches up to it, plays the puck down low. We're 13:20 before the conclusion of the opening period, a 2-0 game. Eklund has one goal, Liam Foudy has the other. Both goals in the man advantage. The first one a 5-on-3, and the subsequent goal was 5-on-4. Here's Fix-Wolansky. He'll throw a backhander up now. It moves to the left of Varlamov. Varlamov has seen one shot, by the way, and has turned to the side. Scott Morrow. And now it's Brisson to the right wing. Morrow gets it in, holds and shoots, saved by Varlamov off the stick. As it now ricochets to the right wall. Liam Foudy to the red line. Foudy's in. The pass to Drew. Fired, saved. Rebound Kiefler between the circles, and Brisson wants to get it out, and that's what he does. Former first-round draft pick of Vegas will go to the bench for a change, and it will be held on to by Luke Rowe. He's on the defense right now with Travis Mitchell. The pass ricochets back to Rowe, and then Mitchell again. To the left boards. Liam Foudy, always moving his feet, always quick. Sends it over Hunter Drew on the left wing side. He'll drive it down low. Kiefler on the attack. Likewise for Rowe, who pinched in from the right side, but it rolls back into the Bridgeport end. It's Foudy taking over now to Mitchell. He'll flip it up. Stolen and moved down the right wing by Brody Lamb. Lamb got twisted around by Mitchell. Now he'll scrape it, put it down low. Aiden Thompson tried to center, cut off, and a good play down low by Matthew Highmore. He and Mitchell trying to remove the puck. It's on the point. Mackey wrist shot hits the glass. It'll ricochet to Fitzgerald, who's shouldered along the far corner. We have 11 minutes and 37 seconds before the culmination of the opening period. It's a 2-0 game, and Bridgeport has the lead in this contest. Victor Eklund and then Liam Foudy. They still can't clear the puck out. They need to make a change. Liam Foudy's line has been on the ice for quite some time. Highmore in the battle, it goes back to the blue line before it's picked up and now turned over. Look out here. Foudy almost away on a breakaway, but he couldn't get it past the sprawled out Kyle Jackson. Now a chance. Rolling to the left of Varlamov. Sent off the wall. Scanlon holds it in. They throw it D to D. Morrow to Scanlon. Scanlon wrist shot. Never got through on Varlamov. Picked up by Beckman. He'll roll down the shooting left side. He chips the puck. He didn't want to ice it. He got the red line, but now retaken by the Wolfpack. In the center zone, there's Matt Luff. McConnell Barker and he engaged in a battle for it. It comes around. Callum Tongue will situate it for his defense, the corner. Scanlon across, and then Morrow. And then McConnell Barker whips us down the ice. This might be an icing, and that will be called against Hartford. Stopping play with 10:31 to go in the first period. It is a 2-0 lead. All right, face off now to the left of Callum Tongue. The shots on goal, 8-2. Thiesing, Terry. And Yzerman on the ice. The flip to center by Hartford. They're going to try to make a change when they can. For now, McConnell Barker to Scott Morrow. He'll get the red line. Now what they needed definitely was to change out their defense, which they've done. Ortiz is on with Dorrington. There's Marshall Warren. And then Cam Thiesing. Ethan Bear. The right shot defenseman goes off the glass. It'll roll down the ice. They should wave off this icing, which they do. Yzerman chasing down Ortiz, who has control. Yzerman forced a turnover. Oh, and it was poked off his stick and rolls back to neutral ice. George and now McWard. George sends it off the stick of Kiefler, but he missed it, and so an icing called against Bridgeport now. We're exactly 10 seconds past the halfway mark of the first period. Liam Foudy coming into tonight He had 6 goals and 4 assists, 10 points in 11 games against Hartford. You can make that now 11 points in 12 games against Hartford. Victor Eklund, by the way, has a goal in this game, started off the scoring, had 3 assists against Hartford on the 3rd of this month, had an assist last night in his NHL debut. Dorrington to the right side for Fix-Wolansky, swatted away from him. Hunter Drew. Would have been a hand pass, but played by Dorrington now to Brisson. Fix-Wolansky's in, cross-ice pass. That's the right wing side. Isaiah George is all over it, then for Hunter Drew, now McWard. Trying to spin away from Fix-Wolansky. Kept alive, however, by Mackey. And then Terrance drives it down low. There's Isaiah George now. 9 minutes and 10 seconds left to go first period. It's on the blue line. Wrister towards Varlamov. Save. Rebound. Rolls to his right before it's picked up by Kiefler. Save from long range. Defense right there to turn that puck away. The bouncer now to Tongue. It's Bridgeport's making their change. Jeffries is on. Foodie is on. Highmore's on. Wolfpack on the attack. They center. Just moving post to post for Varlamov. The shot didn't come through. That one attempted. Went wide. It's picked up on the right wing side. Fitzgerald. Now Anton Bleed. Behind the net. Center. Good defensive play by Marshall Warren. Highmore whacking at it. Bleed puts a shoulder into him. Back through center ice. Jeffries makes the smart play. Chips it in, gets it deep. Now they can attack at a forecheck. Eight minutes and 5 seconds left to go. Skate the stick at center ice, Liam Foodie. He sees the attacking Jackson and Vicinen, so he throws it back for the defense. Look out, turned over, fired, saved by Varlamov off the left pad. A turnover results in a good chance for Hartford, and Varlamov turns it away with a great kick save. 7 minutes and 40 seconds left to go in the first period. Back to the blue line, it ricochets off the stick. Dorrington will turn, pick it up at center ice. As he went to make a play, Yzerman stole it to Maggio, fires, he scores! Yzerman's second assist, Maggio makes it 3-0. Maggio with goals in back-to-back games. It's a 3-0 contest here in Hartford. This one comes at 12:33. And Yzerman gets his second point of the game. Well, from a turnover in the D zone for Bridgeport to a turnover at center ice by Hartford, this time Yzerman connecting with Maggio makes him pay. And now a 3-0 lead. It's offside, and the stop is 7:18 to go. Okay, we'll take a break. Be right back, up 3-0.
What's Scotty carrying in his mouth?
Oh, it's the new Monopoly scratch ticket from the Connecticut Lottery, with chances to win up to $20,000.
Let's play.
I won!
You mean we won?
Oh, I gotta talk to my banker. My real banker.
You mean our real banker?
Park Place, here I come! Well, here we come. Use your game sense. Overall odds 1 in 3.67. Odds vary during game. Must be 18 or older to purchase. ctlottery.org. Monopoly is a trademark of Hasbro and is used with permission.
Total Mortgage started in 1997 in a small Connecticut office. We helped 30 families buy a home that year. And since then, we've been focused on lending with the quality and care that our buyers deserve. That simple mission has allowed us to thrive. Now, we're a national lender with local roots. Over 100,000 families have worked with us, and Connecticut is our home. And we want it to be your home too. So choose Connecticut's #1 mortgage lender. Choose Total Mortgage.
Okay, it is a 3-0 lead. Well, we believe Yzerman should have 3 assists in this game, by the way. We'll have to take a closer look at that as this play is whistled down here with 7 minutes and 11 seconds to go. Tung watches the draw from his left side. It's picked up on the line by McWard, fired over the crossbar. That may have hit something en route towards the goal because Callum Tung, the netminder, reacted very strangely. McWard wants it again. Here's Highmore. Highmore atop the left circle, rolls it around for Matt Luff. Luff on his backhand, turns to his forehand. Dorrington on him. Highmore descends down low. Now Beckman picked it up to McWard, fired. Knocked away by Tung, who got the goal stick down in time, but it stays inside the Wolfpack zone. Ortiz will knock it down with his body. Skate out down the right boards to try to clear it out, and now they've done that. Failed entry by Karpa. Torrance will smash it off the wall. It will get back now to the trapezoid behind Varlamov, who has seen 4 shots and turned them all aside. 6 minutes and 25 to go in the opening period in a 3-0 game thus far. From left to right, Eklund to Warren. To Bear. Foodie carries in. This will bounce the corner. Eklund on the attack. Finishes his hit on the forecheck. Great job by him. Hartford wants to clear it out. Brendan Bisson does. Fix Wolanski. In his skate sends it around. Marshall Warren hits the brakes as he drives it in. Well, here we go. A little bit of a lull here in the first period. Not surprised considering the pace that it began with and has continued. Look out. Aiden Thompson reaching for it. Anton Bleed now. Center. Thompson shoots it. Save Varlamov. Rebound. Comes back to Bleed. Good footwork there by Varlamov. Moved his feet quite well, getting post to post. It is something to practice. It's another thing to play real games when you're a goaltender. Back the point. Scanlon fired. Save Varlamov. He'll hold it. 5:02 left as he suffocates the puck and takes the whistle. We have our first scrum of the game. And I am supposing not our last. We will take a commercial break. We return after a short timeout.
In Popnito, the brand choice of locals. The Northeast's largest producer of handmade popcorn with flavors such as sea sprayed caramel, Newport pretzel and ale, truffle parmesan garlic, and buffalo breath. Need a stocking stuffer or Yankee swap? How about a unique employee or corporate gift? In Popnito has gift baskets, sampler kits, tins, and more. Plus, corporate branding is available. Let Impopnito make you the most popular gift giver this year. Support local, buy local, and experience the Impopnito taste difference.
With over 170 flavors, Crumble always has a cookie to help celebrate the sweet victories in life. In case you feel like you didn't have a victory today, here are a few. You put on pants today. You put on anything passing as pants today. You emptied the dishwasher. You know what day it is. You watched a show today. You watched a show about a show today. Your team won the big game. Your team tried to win the big game. You didn't even know there was a big game. The sweet taste of victory. Get yours.
Talking about this earlier, you know, Varlamov, you have not played an American Hockey League game in 5,631 days. The last time you did it was 2010. You were a member of Hershey, playing against, believe it or not, at the time, the Connecticut Whale, which were the Hartford Wolfpack before, the Hartford Wolfpack afterwards. His last NHL game on the 29th of November in 2024 to come back after what he's gone through and now getting a chance to also ease his way in, 3-goal cushion, feeling and looking more comfortable. You have to love that for that man. That game against Connecticut back in 2010, I believe that was my first year in the American Hockey League, God help me, was against Cam Talbot on the other side. I believe Matthew Perreault had 2 goals in that game. Held on to by Callum Tung. He'll take the whistle. The faceoff coming up to his right. Coming up in the intermission, we're going to have highlights for you of that win against Hartford at home. Last ever game, Total Mortgage Arena. Chris Terry poetically scores the last ever regular season goal in that building. Ends the game first star, clinching the way to the Calder Cup playoffs. Very emotional moment for a lot of people, including myself, and I've known Chris for 16 years. So I love that kid. He's a phenomenal human being, and to have him be the first star, talk to the fans after the game, it was really something to behold. And of course, for the first time in 4 years, finding yourself into the Calder Cup playoffs. The night couldn't have gone any better. Dorrington, his pass for Lamb didn't connect. Off the boards, down the ice. This will be an icing unless that puck, which it did, sort of died before it got to the face-off dot. So now it's picked up in a controlled breakout for Hartford. Karpa swings to the middle, now takes the pass. He'll move in. Shoots it. That glanced off the shoulder of Varlamov, and the rebound is stopped on the short side. 4:17 to go in the first period. Scanlon hammered into traffic. Good block by Yzerman. Yzerman's been phenomenal in this game, maybe his best. Here's Hunter Drew. Dusts it off and shoots it, saved by Tong off the right arm. Reaching for it is Matthew Maggio. Goals in back-to-back games against Hartford. This comes down the ice. Will it have enough for icing? They will call it. And a stop at 3:55 to go in the first. A 3-0 lead in the game. And let's run down the scoring for you. Victor Eklund's third of the year on the 5-on-3 power play from Bear and Yzerman. They have Liam Foudy unassisted. I believe that should belong to Cole Yzerman on the assist for Liam Foudy. And then Matthew Maggio at 12:33. That also should be from Cole Yzerman. So right now Yzerman 1 point. I think he's got 3. We'll see what I can do. 3 minutes and 47 seconds left to go. This deflects up for Highmore. Nice pass. Shot. Scores! Adam Beckman! And it's 4-0. It's all going Bridgeport's way in this game. And a 4-0 lead. Not even through the first period. Another wrist shot beats Callum Tongue. And Adam Beckman continues to have an incredible season. For him, that is goal number 29, point number 50. Adam Beckman, like a lot of other players here towards the end of the season, just keeps scoring. That's going to be a penalty, I believe, for delay of game. It was flipped out and over the glass. Let's see if they call it Luke Rowe. Are they saying it deflected? The officials are now having a conversation about this as to whether or not this is going to be a penalty, or is Luke Rowe want to be able to remain in play. They have not made a decision. Matthew Highmore's over to give his opinion, which I'm not sure carries any weight, but maybe it does. Well, one of the referees is skating over to the penalty box. I believe it is going, let's see. Yes, it's going to be a delay of game penalty against Luke Rowe. There was a long enough deliberation where I thought maybe they wouldn't call it, but it seems like Hartford's going to the man advantage. Well, you know, another test here for Varlamov as he'll see the power play of Hartford now. Their power play this season for the Wolfpack ranks 30th at 13.9%. At home, they're actually worse at 12.5%, puts them at 31st. The PK for Bridgeport this season ranks 15th at 82%. On the road, they have the best PK in the league at 88%. It'll be tested now. Face-off control, the Hartford has it now inside the circle. But the work of Travis Mitchell tries to take it away. Coming up with it, Morrow. Played it down the left wing side, but then looped out down the ice. Great job there. Power play breakout for Hartford from right to left. Scott Morrow to the right wing side. Trey Fix-Wolansky, former Blue Jacket, couldn't bring it in cleanly. Dylan Rubrick swept it around the dasher now. It's a 4-0 game. Lots of goals happening in this first period for Bridgeport. Now it's clear to center ice again. Good work on the PK. They drive the net in front. Backhand goes wide of Varlamov. And now we have a stop. There's another call. It's going to be a 5-on-3 against Bridgeport. And so it's going to be Isaiah George who goes to the penalty box for tripping. All right, well, you know you're going to get tested. You'll be tested now for sure here. We talked about easing your way into the game. Well, a 5-on-3 happens and you just have to be ready. You have to hang on. Here we go, puck drop to the right of Varlamov. Taylor Kiefler has been phenomenal on the face-off dot. They've chased Rubrick, so Fix-Wolansky takes the draw. He's a righty on the left side. Let's see if he tries to win this on his backhand. He's going to try to. Kiefler has to put his stick down first, the defending player. It's won by Fix-Wolansky, now held on to by Morrow. To the right wing side. Mitchell watching. Morrow. Fix-Wolansky fired a one-timer. And it ricochets down the ice. He missed on the short side, so it caroms all the way down. They're going to move it again, and they have. On the point. Morrow takes a look to the right wing side. Morrow wants it back and gets it. Now across for the one-timer. It goes off the glove of Varlamov, who stopped Brisson. Brisson sends the goal line. Now he gets it back. Morrow to Fix-Wolansky. Not in the wheelhouse. To the seam. One-timer blasted. That missed on the short side. Ricochets down the ice. They've killed off all but 23 in the 5-on-3 advantage. 4-0 lead. Less than 2 minutes to go here in the opening period. Shots are 12-7. 4 have found their way past Callum Tongue. And Travis Mitchell will scoop a backhander. Fix-Wolansky knocked it down. What a hold by him. On the right wing side. They work it to the middle. Now to Aiden Thompson. And then Brody Lamb. Rips it on goal. Varlamov save. Bouncing puck. Through the seam. Centered again. Off a stick. Varlamov holds on to it. As it rolls to the crease, he'll lunge on it and take the whistle. Five-on-3 is over. 43 seconds now left of the Isaiah George stripping penalty. All right, let's see now. Face off to the left of Varlamov. As it's dropped, it's controlled. On the point, Connor Mackey. In the slot. Fanning on it was the attempt by Aiden Thompson. Boy, he didn't get anything on that one. The former Chicago draft pick. It'll come back down to the stick of Mackey. He'll wind it up. Power play breakout. They'll move it. They have 20 seconds in which to work the man advantage. It's on the right wing side. Casey Fitzgerald. Center. Shot. Scores! Nothing Varlamov can do. And the 10th shot found its way in. So Hartford pushes back a bit here, less than a minute to go in the opening period. So McConnell Parker has goals in back-to-back games now. Face-off done right in front of the Hartford bench. We have 51 seconds before the conclusion of the opening period. You're going to hear some highlights of the previous game against Hartford inside Total Mortgage Arena, the last ever regular season home game taking place there. And then part one of our interview with Chris Terry. We'll have both parts of that interview coming up in this broadcast. This will be whistled down here. Oh, look out. Maggio is going after. Is it Carpa? Well, 100 miles away, it's hard to see. Scanlon on that far side. I'm not sure what agitated Maggio as much as it did. Just maybe staring at the same faces in back-to-back games. It'll do it. They're not calling any penalties. We continue on 5-on-5. In the next 45 seconds, the period will be over. It's a 4-1 advantage in this first period. Lots of goals. But the Isles are on the better side of a 4-1 decision right now. Whipped in around. It'll get to the stick of Marshall Warren. He'll knife at it. Beckman is there. Now it's Ethan Bear. For Beckman, the shooting left side. He goes for Victor Eklund at center ice. The pass intercepted. Varlamov has to cut it off. Over for Marshall Warren. The indirect pass to Beckman. He'll slice it out to center ice. In 22 seconds, the first period will be over. And a 4-1 lead for Bridgeport if they can hold on here. A quick regroup out of their zone. They'll go D to D. Now it's Marshall Warren on the left wing side. Goes back to Ethan Bear, moving on the hinge, and back for Warren. He'll drive it in. The period's over in 4 seconds. It's swept around by way of Anton Bleed to center ice, and that'll do it. All right, well, 20 minutes in the books. Victor Eklund, Liam Foodie, Matthew Maggio, Adam Beckman, all factored in the scoring. Bryce McConnell-Barker got one back for Hartford. And through 20 minutes of play, it is a 4-1 game. And I suspect that Varlamov, after the first period, feels more and more comfortable with every passing minute, and he looks that way in this game. We'll take a break. We'll come right back with more live inside People's Bank Arena. We'll return after this.
With over 170 flavors, Crumble always has a cookie to help celebrate the sweet victories in life. In case you feel like you didn't have a victory today, here are a few. You put on pants today. You put on anything passing as pants today. You emptied the dishwasher. You know what day it is. You watched a show today. You watched a show about a show today. Your team won the big game. Your team tried to win the big game. You didn't even know there was a big game. The sweet taste of victory. Get yours.
272 years ago, the first clinical study was conducted on a ship led by just one doctor and a few sailors to see if citrus fruits could fight scurvy. We've come a long way since then. Today, over 300,000 trials are conducted around the world. Together, clinical research scientists, physicians, study teams, site staff, healthcare providers, and trial participants advance new treatments for this generation and the next. They are courageous, compassionate, and committed to transforming and saving lives. To the thousands of patients, families, caregivers, and clinical trial community members who partner with Pfizer to make clinical research possible, thank you. Your contributions make medical breakthroughs possible. To learn more about clinical trials, visit us at on.pfizer.com/clinical trials.
It took a single victory on Sunday to get them into the playoffs for the first time in 4 years. That's exactly what the Bridgeport Islanders did when they defeated the Hartford Wolfpack at Total Mortgage Arena in front of over 7,000 fans in attendance. It was a consequential game, yes, because they were trying to get that ever-elusive X by their name in the standings of the Atlantic Division, and they finally got it. Despite going down 1-0, as Bryce McConnell-Barker scored 1:14 in the first period, it was Matthew Maggio on the power play for his 11th of the year at 7:19. Matthew Highmore and Cole McWard had the assists, and the team tied it up at 1-1. To Warren, he'll dust it off, wrist shot. Never got through. McWard scooped it up again. Now to Highmore. Highmore and a backhander will get to Hunter Drew. Back to Marshall Warren. To Cole McWard. McWard picks it up. Sees an option on the goal line. Shot. Scores! Maggio! He ties the game on a power play goal. Matthew Maggio picks his spot and makes it a 1-1 game. 7:19 in the first period. Beautiful setup. Matthew Highmore, the primary assist on that goal. And the crowd becomes loud again here inside Total Mortgage Arena. It's a 1-1 game. After Maggio's goal made it 1-1, Ethan Bear went to work for his 4th of the year. Marshall Warren and Matthew Maggio assisted on the goal at 12:35 as a wrist shot by Bear beat Spencer Martin, and it was a 2-1 game, and the good guys had a lead. Off his skate blade, now picks it up and looks, and he'll try to send that down low to Matthew Maggio. On the point, Bear firing, scores! Ethan Bear! It's 2-1! They force a turnover, and Ethan Bear puts it past Spencer Martin, and it's a 2-1 game.
Great shot there from Bear, his 4th goal of the year. He now has points in back-to-back games, and he's been playing some of his best hockey as of late. Points in 5 of his last 6 for Bridgeport.
We'd head to the second period and was still a 1-goal game, and they took a penalty to the Islanders and put themselves down a man on the ice. But no worry, Adam Beckman on the charge. Forced a turnover in the center zone, comes in a breakaway, and finishes it off for a 3-1 lead. Stick by McWard, putting it back out to center ice. Now a chance, short-handed, Beckman! Scores! Adam Beckman, short-handed goal! And listen to this place. It's a 3-1 game. Holding on to that 2-goal advantage, it was a phenomenal moment that came next in the third period. Chris Terry, who's the all-time franchise leading scorer, he would score the last goal in regular season history for Bridgeport. The goal at 4:12 was his 9th of the year. Liam Foodie and Adam Beckman had the assists, and this was a goosebump-type moment for Chris Terry, his teammates, and everybody in attendance. Here's Beckman on the delay to Luff. Drives it back for Marshall Warren. It's a 6-on-4 during this delay. Now a 6-on-5. Ortiz out of the box. Luff, Beckman, center, shot, save, scores! Chris Terry! It's poetic, isn't it? The all-time leader in points for the franchise, Chris Terry, gets one here. As the final seconds clicked off the clock, it became very apparent to everyone there the playoffs are coming to Bridgeport, and here are the final moments to close it out at Total Mortgage Arena. Well, there's 30 seconds left to go here, folks. And the crowd will begin to rise and begin to shout because they know the finality of this game is certain. A 4-1 decision here. And for the first time in 4 years, and the 11th time in team history, Bridgeport's heading to the Calder Cup playoffs and a chance for a championship in the postseason. There she goes. It's over.
Total Mortgage chose to build our business around technology, fast technology, and people, awesome people. You know, the people who know the smartest way to borrow the cash you need to buy your dream home. The people who will guide you through the mortgage options you need to save money. And the best part? Those awesome people are right in your backyard and on your phone and in person, so we can close on your new home in 30 days or less, or we'll make your first mortgage payment. Give us a call today or go online to see if you can save. It's time to mortgage easier. Total Mortgage is an equal housing lender.
Special guest on the Bridgeport Islanders radio broadcast, Mr. Chris Terry. Chris, how are you doing?
Doing good. How about you?
Good. Exciting times for your team, and obviously there's a lot going on, but thanks for taking the time. Let's talk about the year in general, because I've been talking about how incredible this is. This team is, they got an X by their name in the standings. At times during the regular season this year, the Bridgeport Islanders were at the last spot of the division, and now they have a chance to lock the 4th seed and get home ice in the first round. That is a pretty incredible turnaround.
Yeah, it's it's cliche to say it's obviously a very long season, and there's ups and downs and winning streaks and losing streaks. But really, I just think from the start, what Rocky has come in and really the structure and the way, the identity that we want to play, we've just been building all year. Rome wasn't built overnight.
Right.
Bridgeport Islanders weren't built overnight. So I think we're seeing some of our best hockey probably in the last 20 games. An understanding of how we need to play within our group, what we need to do to be successful. And then, that's just the American Hockey League. I think the volatility changes
right
week to week, call-ups, injuries, who's playing, who's not playing. So fortunate for us, we've remained pretty healthy and had a very similar core group from the majority of games.
Can you what I didn't realize, and I only found this out after doing the research, of course, because I figured we were going to make the playoffs. The team was finished dead last in the American Hockey League, 32nd in the league, back-to-back years. And last year was, I think, a historically bad year in terms of the record. Now, I would ask you to just sort of summarize the difference in the feeling, if you will, in the locker room between last year and what it's like right now.
Yeah, obviously there's quite a few guys that experienced last year's tough season, to say it lightly. This year, it's just belief started to creep into our room. Obviously, new voice leading us. There was obviously always going to be some growing pains to understand systems and structure and what's expected of us. And I think as soon as we grasped that, I think we had belief. I think we had comeback wins. We had great starts where we built a lead and never gave it up. And that didn't happen overnight. I remember early in the year we blew 2 or 3 leads in like a 5-game stretch. So the truth is that you have to learn to win, just like you have to learn to lose. So I think we've learned to win in different ways this year. Big comeback last week against Wilkes. Obviously, we'd like our starts to be a little bit better, but the important thing is that we're playing our brand of hockey, and we're giving ourselves a chance to win each and every night.
That Wilkes-Barre game, I know it's crazy because it doesn't sound like you can win the game when you're down 3 goals in the first period, but it just feels like this team is in it all the time. Not that you've ever been truly out. It's been a long time since you've been truly out of a game. Maybe there was that Hartford game a couple of months ago, it feels like now, but you guys are always in the midst of the fight, and it doesn't come easy. But you have recently, especially at home, found your way into the win column.
Yeah, I think that's obviously a great characteristic of good teams is you find ways to win in different ways. You're constantly – there's always factors to every game, travel, back-to-back, 3-3s, whatever. You can always pick an excuse, but I think to our identity, we play similar every night, and that works to our advantage. We might go down 2 goals, but we don't stop playing. We keep, kind of body punching the other team until give them a chance to break. And then, we've been really good this year at jumping on the opportunities that we get offensively to get us back in games. So I think that kind of goes a long way when, over a 72-game regular season, there's going to be games where you're leading or you're not, and you're never out of the fight.
What's it like going into the games knowing now you have a chance each game to win, as opposed to last year where I know in the back of your mind you're thinking after 1 goal against, here we go again. You said it was mental. It's got to feel so much better knowing, like, doesn't matter who we're playing tonight, we can beat them.
Yeah, obviously 2 different feelings. It's you come to the rink last year, you're a professional, you're gonna try your best every night, and but yeah, things sneak into your mind at times. kind of deja vu, been here before. But like I said earlier, like just the belief in our room, we're so deep with every line and every D pairing.
Right.
We're not one line expected to score every night. So I think what makes us great is the ability to pick each other up. Not everybody's going to play their best every night. That's just a reality of life. So we have the ability for other lines or other D pairings pick us up, and when we need a spark or a goal or something to ignite us, I think that's really been a key for us. And you can't overlook what our goaltenders have done this year. I think it's kept us in a ton of games. We're always going to make mistakes, but we have the confidence back there that all those guys are going to make the saves to bail us out.
Part 2 of our conversation with Chris Terry is coming up in the second intermission, and we'll be right back after this break.
Power Station Events is your one-stop source for just about everything you need to make your next event a success. Entertainment, photography, video production, lighting, staging, amusements, and much more. Power Station Events, it's all right here.
Coke with coffee. We blended Coke with rich coffee for one very good reason. Your afternoon pick-me-up routine needed it. Simple as that. Coke with coffee.
Wake up and text. Text and eat. Text and catch the bus. Text and miss your stop. Wait. Text and be late to work.
Sorry, I'm late.
Text and work. Text and pretend to work. Text and act surprised when someone calls you out for not working.
Who, me?
Text and meet up with a friend you haven't seen in forever.
Hi.
Oh, hey.
Text and complain that they're on their phone the whole time. Text and listen to them complain that you're on your phone the whole time. Text and whatever. But when you get behind the wheel, give your phone to a passenger. Put it in the glove box. Just don't text and drive. Visit StopTextsStopWrecks.org.
Would you like sparkling or tap?
Well, actually...
Dad, no. Showtime.
We brought our own, filtered by Culligan's reverse osmosis system.
Every time?
Like clockwork.
Do you guys want glasses for that?
Yeah.
At Culligan, we get that most people don't think about water like we do, and that's okay. See, when we install a drinking water filtration system, we're thinking about filtering up to 60 potentially harmful contaminants, so you can just think about drinking safer, better tasting water. At Culligan, we think about your water, so you don't have to.
X-rays, penicillin, even chemotherapy were all pioneered right here at the Yale School of Medicine. And you know what's also right here? Yale New Haven Health. This is where you can benefit from its affiliation with one of the best medical schools in the world, which is also why a lot of the best minds in medicine choose to work here. And why more people from Connecticut choose to be treated here. Yale New Haven Health, with the greatest of care.
For top quality floors at rock bottom prices, come to Floor & Decor.
If you haven't been to Floor & Decor before, this is the time to go.
Wow, I cannot believe this selection.
I can get great prices at Floor & Decor every single day.
Tile, porcelain, slate, hardwoods, laminates. They've got every option that you can possibly imagine.
For the price, for the quality, to me it's a no-brainer.
Run, don't walk. Trust me, go. Floor & Decor.
Welcome back. We're live inside People's Bank Arena. Jason Shai here with you in the broadcast booth. 20 minutes in the books. 4-1 lead. Let's run down the scoring. Victor Eklund scored his third of the year from Ethan Bear and Cole Eiserman at a 5-on-4 power play at 2:44. Eklund now 3 goals, 7 assists, 10 points in 8 games played in the AHL. He has a goal in every game except his debut, which he scored the shootout winner, by the way. And the game on 4/12 against Hartford. Aside from that, he's had points. Pretty good. Liam Foudy now has 26 goals on the year, after he scored at 4-11 on the power play from Cole Eiserman and Ethan Bear. By the way, Eiserman has 3 assists in this game. Matthew Mazur scored his 12th from Yzerman on a partial breakaway. Yzerman created the turnover at center ice. Mazur went shelf and scored. Second goal in as many games. Adam Beckman scored his 29th of the year. His previous best season total in terms of points was 36 for Iowa in 2022-23. So he's got 50 points and a career-high 29 goals this year. His goal came at 12:33 from Yzerman, from Highmore rather, and Luff. So Highmore again a goal and assist in this game. And then it was answered by Bryce McConnell-Barker, his 14th of the year, from Fitzgerald and Aidan Thompson. It was a power play goal, cross-crease deflection past Varlamov. Nothing he could do on that one. The shots on goal are 12-11 in favor of Bridgeport in this game. Okay, I'm looking down to our left, and I no longer see Callum Tongue. I see Spencer Martin. He's in the net. So Callum Tongue is done for the night, and Spencer Martin is in. Martin was the losing goalie on Sunday against Hartford, against Bridgeport rather, when they were in Total Mortgage Arena. In that game, Spencer Martin allowed 4 goals, made 21 saves on 25 shots. Against Bridgeport this year, he's 1-3 with an .894 and a .254 goals against average. So we announce him now as play begins in the second period, the period of the long change. It'll be Bridgeport from right to left. It goes down for an icing, so they can't change their personnel, albeit very early on, 13 seconds in to the middle frame. Face-off will go to the left of Varlamov or the right. Let's see what the Wolfpack decide to move it over to Varlamov's stick side. Wiesing lost the face-off. Hartford takes control. Fix-Wolanski distributes. Point shot blockered away with confidence by Varlamov. So now 20 seconds gone in the second period as the play moves to that left wing side. Brisson. Now Turan's on his backhand to the blue line. Across for Morrow. Stepping in. Morrow drags it, shoots it, deflects. Never got through in Varlamov. Then he makes a save. Right at the goal line was Fix-Wolanski, as he'll get that left pad down and make a stop, and now it's shipped in. Spencer Martin may have had some idea after the 4th goal that he would have to play in the net in this game. So you get yourself mentally ready. Here's Kiefler. Shouldered off the puck by Morrow. Picked up and moved by Terrance to center ice. Reacquiring is Travis Mitchell. Turns and guns it down. Nice pass. Liam Foodie's onside. Here's a shot saved by Martin on the wrister from Eklund. Mackey pick it up off the wall. It'll direct it to center ice for Anton Bleed. Bleed is in to Brody Lamb, who overskates, allowing Bridgeport to gather control. And this was punched off the dasher, it'll roll down the ice. Not enough for icing. You can hear one of the defensemen yelling over as Eklund, who is never afraid to finish his hit, does that and goes for a change. You gotta love the physicality of that player. He told us in an interview earlier this season, a couple weeks ago rather, he said, I hate to lose. And he plays like a kid who hates to lose. He talked about that, the brotherly rivalry with his older brother who plays for the San Jose Sharks, and said his older brother, William, didn't give him an inch just because he was a younger brother. He didn't hold up at all. He wanted to beat him every time, so it's in the DNA. Brody Lamb stepping in, moving to the left wing with that pass. Anton Bleed, Boston's 6th rounder in 2013. Good work by Beckman. The line, they can't clear it out though. Here's a wrister towards Varlamov. Blocked. Point shot taken. That hit a body. Now it's Hunter Drew. It eludes his stick but does escape the center ice. 17 minutes and 40 seconds left. That's offside, isn't it? Yes, it is. And they'll stop play with 17:39 left in the second period. We're back on the air on Friday and Saturday in Wilkes-Barre and Hershey respectively. Both those games will have playoff implications for the placement in the standings, but there are a few things that could happen tonight that could change that as well. We got to get some updates around the league. There are games that are going on that do have one particular game that's a big deal. It's Lehigh at Springfield. Springfield wins and they're in. Lehigh cannot afford to lose another game this season. You play to the bitter end. When there's a chance, it doesn't matter. You got to play for something. Varlamov will cut off the dump it, and he'll play it over to Luke Rowe. Then off the wall to the line, fired, deflects, and goes wide of Varlamov. Almost 3 minutes gone in the second period. Hartford's had control of it for the majority. Of course, Bridgeport up 4-1, centering opportunity, intercepted but not cleared. Jackson fires it back in. Here's Luke Rowe on the reverse. Nice play by Rowe because he gets it over to Mitchell, and as Hartford's making a change, plenty of time and space for Travis Mitchell to wait behind his goaltender with now 16:52 left in the second period. Here's the breakout. Jeffries on the right wing side goes off the stick of Thiesing, cut off by Spencer Martin, who is active, likes to play the puck. He rolls this one off the glass and out of play. And with a 4-1 lead, 16:39 remaining in the second period with a stop here. Springfield is up 1-0. Akil Thomas has the only goal. Very early in the contest, so thank you to Isles and the Sound. We appreciate that update. We'll keep our eye on all of it. Isaiah George paired out there with Cole McWard. Chris Terry, Alex Jeffries centered by Thiesing. Jeffries on the right wing side. Now Isaiah George, nice play, fired it wide of Spencer Martin. McWard on the left wing. Now Terry fires a save by Martin. What a release by Chris Terry who let it go. McWard sends a backhander down the left wing side. Now it's in the trapezoid. Distributing, goes back to the point. George holds it in. George dusts it off. One-timer by Thiesing off the heel of his stick. He'll go for a change. Liam Foodie's line is on. Kiefler, the centerman. He's first to the forecheck. Trying to force a bad pass as the Wolfpack drive it in. Varlamov cuts it off again. Ethan Bear surveys the ice. He'll dust it off and move it all the way to Spencer Martin, but he missed the puck. It was not an icing. Kiefler, Foodie, shooting, save, rebound shot, never got through the second time. Eklund to Marshall Warren, fired it wide. Kiefler. Ethan Bear will retreat to center where the puck is now. There's Eklund, over for Ethan Bear. And then Kiefler. What a season that kid is having. Perhaps the most underrated performer in the entire team, Dalen Kiefler. A career year for him. Playing the most games of his career, healthy the entire year, thank God, and now he's really thriving under Rocky Thompson, as are a lot of players, including that man, Adam Beckman. Beckman sends it across to Luff. Lost it off the battle then to Trey Fix-Wolanski. Wolfpack trying to get it in deep. Travis Mitchell in control now, over for Luke Rowe. Rowe, then Highmore. Highmore now Luff. They can't get it in deep. Second chance now at center ice. There's Highmore. Brody Lamb is watching him. We'll slide it into the right of Varlamov. 14 minutes, 38 seconds left to go. There's a second period here inside People's Bank Arena. Travis Mitchell in front of his bench and Adam Beckman. There's Morrow. He gave it up to an open Luke Rowe. He's got plenty of room to move. He'll get the red line and he'll chip it in. Spencer Martin directing traffic for his defense. We have nearly 6 minutes gone in the second period with a 4-1 lead. All the goals in the opening frame, nothing here in the second. Morrow drops the shoulder, gets around Thiesing, muscles his way in, and slides the puck past the goal line, where it's recovered by Isaiah George. He got knocked down, however. George goes back to scoop it up, then to Cole McWard. He distributes to Alex Jeffries on the shooting right side. Sends it to center ice. Here's Terry. Can he get the puck in possession? Scanlon on him, so Hartford now moving it back the other way. Scanlon takes a look. 26-year-old from Hamilton in his fourth year. Turned it over. Shot goes into the breadbasket of Spencer Martin, who will hold on to it and take a whistle here with 13:35 left. We're in the second period in a game that is still 4-1. Bridgeport has the advantage in this one, and they've had the advantage pretty much from the start. Things are going their way. We'll take a break and come right back.
Wanted, full-time fans. Must be enthusiastic problem solvers. Possess strong communication skills. Be good under pressure. Willing to travel. And happy to work weekends. Modelo, brewed for full-time fans. Brewed for those with a fighting spirit.
Total Mortgage chose to build our business around technology, fast technology, and people. Awesome people. You know, the people who know the smartest way to borrow the cash you need to buy your dream home. The people who will guide you through the mortgage options you need to save money. And the best part? Those awesome people are right in your backyard and on your phone and in person, so we can close on your new home in 30 days or less, or we'll make your first mortgage payment. Give us a call today or go online to see if you can save. It's time to mortgage easier. Total Mortgage is an equal housing lender.
.35 left to go, second period. A bit. They don't call that. Jeffries on the right wing side. Now Thiesing, now Terry. Back for Thiesing. Jeffries in front. Thiesing turns to the point. Ethan Bear, wrister into traffic, blocked down by Jackson. Ethan Bear tells Varlamov, I'll grab the puck, don't worry. And now it's Marshall Warren, then for Jeffries. This one goes indirectly off the wall. It'll get to Varlamov, and so he will, oh, look out, he gave it away. A little miscommunication there with the defense as the shot goes into the body of Varlamov, who makes the save and holds on to it. That puck deflected en route. Well, that's the other thing, too. You're not used to your defensemen. You don't have those reps down, and you see Marshall Warren having a talk with Varlamov. That's fine. There's nothing wrong there. You just have the conversation. Everybody knows how to go about it moving forward. Such a big deal, the communication between the D and the goaltenders on those exchanges. Any hiccup can end up costing you. You can turn pucks over, scoring chances come the other way. We just saw an example of that, so it'll be worked out quickly. Face off to Varlamov's right. It'll come all the way down the ice, right to Spencer Martin. Springfield now, by the way, has a 2-0 lead. Peterson has the second goal there. Hershey is up 1-0 in the final minute of the first. Schoenemann scored his 6th of the year. So it's looking like the book is closing on Lehigh Valley. Liam Fooney stepping in. Backhander goes wide of Martin. Lehigh loses their game. They're out. Hershey and Springfield right now with leads in their games. A whole bunch of players called up to play for Philadelphia, I believe. I'm pretty sure Bonk made his debut yesterday for the Flyers, who clinched the playoff spot. On the right side here. Pass goes to Terrance. It's stolen. There's Luke Rowe. Kiefler making their way to center ice. Dorrington did a good job of taking away a little room there by Kiefler. It comes free to Luke Rowe now on the right boards. He'll toss it down. It goes off of Dorrington's stick, negating any icing. Isaiah George. Minutes and 10 seconds left, second period. An attempt to throw that in by way of McWard, hit a body. Brisson swatted off his stick. It would have been on sides, but he's at the end of his shift. He'll go for a change. Luff to Highmore. Highmore dangling, moving in and sending it around the boards. Dorrington against Beckman. There's Ortiz, got hit by Highmore. As Bridgeport comes in hard of the forecheck, now they force a turnover. Spencer Martin is going to play this before Highmore got there just in time. Ethan Bear inadvertently fired it off of Beckman, so ricochets to center ice. In transition, here come the Islanders again. Matt Luff drags it. Sends it back to the blue line. Ethan Bear had it hop over his stick. He had to be careful. He was the last man back. He'll fling it in. Now they'll tag up. Bear didn't allow the entry. Chris Terry backhand a forehand. Knocked off his stick, and it's D-to-D here by Hartford going off the wall to an open Ethan Bear, who takes control and hammers it right back in. Spencer Martin leaving it for Scanlon, who waits behind his netminder. Controlled breakout by Hartford from left to right. We are exactly at the halfway mark of the second period in a game that is 4-1. Bridgeport with the lead. All the goals scored in the first 20. McConnell Barker goals in back-to-back to the near point. Fitzgerald sends it down low. Comes loose now on the right wing side. One-timer blasted, saved by Varlamov off the right pad. McConnell Barker has it again. 25 points for him this season. That includes a 14th goal he scored this year. This comes all the way down to Martin, who will leave it on the team. Now we have a stop and play. There's a collision and an argument right in front of the Bridgeport bench. And the linesmen come over quickly, and everything looks like it's going to settle pretty quick. All right, so we will take a break. We'll come right back, and we'll see what brings the latter half of the second period up 4-1 inside People's Bank Arena.
Total Mortgage chose to build our business around technology, fast technology, and people. Awesome people. You know, the people who know the smartest way to borrow the cash you need to buy your dream home. The people who will guide you through the mortgage options you need to save money. And the best part? Those awesome people are right in your backyard and on your phone and in person, so we can close on your new home in 30 days or less, or we'll make your first mortgage payment. Give us a call today or go online to see if you can save. It's time to mortgage easier. Total Mortgage is an equal housing lender.
Hey, hon, what you doing with your phone? Taking pictures?
No, I'm asking it questions.
Like what?
Hey, Bobo, do flowers have best friends?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that. Hey, follow me. I want to show you something. Look, flowers do have best friends.
Whoa.
Some answers can only be found in nature. Discover the unsearchable. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a trail near you. Brought to you by the United States Forest Service and the Ad Council.
All right, face-off now to the right of Spencer Martin. We're live at People's Bank Arena. Well, after all of that, there's a penalty called, and sitting in the penalty box is Connor Mackey. And now another power play for Bridgeport will begin right now. Kiefler, Luff, Eklund, and Iserman with Ethan Bear on defense. Hartford won the faceoff, tried to clear it out, but the linesman got in the way and held it in. Oh my goodness. Ethan Bear picked it up, walks to the middle, to Iserman on the right side, to Bear. Luff is open, he'll get it to him. Luff to Bear. Iserman drifts down low to the goal line. Eklund on the left wing side. They center, goes off the post. That deflects off a stick, hit the post, and kicked out. Good hands by Bear to the middle, across, one-timer, and that was blocked. Bear the rebound, he centered. There was nobody there on the weak side, and it's cleared by Hartford down the ice. Chance to make it 5-1 on the man advantage, which is 45 seconds old. They're going to try to move in here. Liam Foodie to the middle. Now on the left wing. Change their power play unit. Foodie on the backhand pass. Marshall Warren. Eklund remains on the ice. Iserman on the right wing side grabs hold of it. Across for Eklund. It goes off a stick and out of play with 8:14 left. 49 seconds to go in the man advantage. Face off to Spencer Martin's right side. Marshall Warren to Cole McWard. The bumper, Matthew Maggio, with a good exchange. It comes back to McWard. Ben Warren, that goes off the end wall. Martin was trying to corral it for a whistle, but he missed it. It's clear to the line. It's held in by Marshall Warren. What a great play by his stick. And now he'll move it to the middle. To the right wing side to Beckman. To the goal line to Highmore. He'll collect it down low. Swatted off his stick by Anton Bleed, who clears it all the way down the ice. And the power play will be over in 14 seconds. Dumped in, Spencer Martin cuts it off. Power play is over. Right now, as we're 5-on-5, Jeffries fired it. Martin had the answer off the right pad. There's been no scoring, in contradistinction to the first period where we had 5 goals. We're almost 13 minutes into the second period and no goals scored at all, which is just fine with Bridgeport considering they have a 3-goal lead. Jeffries to Terry. That pass will eventually find its way over for Luke Rowe, the defenseman, and a center lane drive. The shot goes wide of Spencer Martin. Now it's Travis Mitchell. Hunter Drew jumps on the ice. So does Kiefler, Isaiah George. Are all making a change with the puck is deep in the offensive zone. It's back out at center ice. It's going to be a penalty. Is it too many men? Yeah, they're calling too many men. It's going to go against Bridgeport. Too many men on the ice. 6:38 left of the second period, and Hartford has a chance at the power play. Well, all right. It'll be a face-off in the Bridgeport zone. They're up 4-1, 6:38 left. Let's see what happens here. Face off to Varlamov's right side. Kiefler in the draw against Dylan Rubrick. Up 4-1 here in Hartford. The last ever Battle of Connecticut taking place. Brisson threw into the line, turned over. Liam Foodie. He's got a shorthanded breakaway. He's in. Poke check by Martin. The diving poke check takes it away from Liam Foodie. It's a gamble by the goaltender, but it paid off. Savvy play by a savvy goaltender to lunge with that poke check. You don't see it very often. Cleared by a row all the way down. That has killed off the first 40 seconds. The penalty as Hunter Drew is serving it for too many men on the ice. Wolfpack want to move it again. They will down the right wing side. Travis Mitchell locates the puck. All the way down it goes. Moving in again. This one goes off the glass. Fitzgerald blindly threw it across. It ricochets and comes down the ice. They've done a good job here of killing off all but 39 seconds to go on the too many men on the ice penalty. Is Anton Bleed. Waits on that left wing side. Isaiah George turns and shoots to clear it out. He fanned on it, however. McWard is in there as well. And another clear here by Bridgeport. Very businesslike PK with 5 minutes left to go in the second period. Good work so far. They just have to kill off now 15 more seconds. Up in a game by 4-1 with 4 goals scored. It was a 4-0 lead in the first. Hartford scored with 1 minute remaining in the first period. Dylan Rubrick, or excuse me, it was McConnell Barker rather. He scored to make it 4-1, and that's where we are right now. No scoring here in the second, and we're going back to 5-on-5. Hunter Drew is out of the box. Spencer Martin put it into traffic and almost had an own goal. He shot it right in the teeth of the forecheck. It went off of Hunter Drew and almost went in. Matthew Maggio, 2-point night, back-to-back games. Martin will distribute now. The defense picked it up, and Scott Morrow. Part of that Keandre Miller trade with Carolina. Morrow drafted by the Hurricanes. Second round in 2021 out of University of Massachusetts. All-star in 2025 too. And you watch him enough, you know why. 3 minutes and 55 seconds left to go. To center. Here's Highmore. He'll drive it in. The action in the second period slowed down just a bit. Ortiz. Then for Fix-Wolansky. Boy, how great is that kid, Fix-Wolansky, not having the year that he's used to, at least this season, coming over to the Rangers organization over from Columbus, where he spent the majority of his time with the Cleveland Monsters. Matthew Highmore on the right wing side. To the middle, he's in, fanned on his shot as he stepped in to rifle it on Spencer Martin, who comes the other way for Anton Blee. Fix-Wolansky had back-to-back 60-point years in the American League. This year, below that number. Only able to muster 47. Very respectable nevertheless, though. 2:55 remaining. Second period, there's a no-look backhand play through the center zone by Beckman. Dorrington didn't get it deep. Ethan Bear threw it out. It would have been offside. Hartford will tag up, but that gives a lot of room here for Isaiah George. George feathers it over to the right wing side. Ethan Bear goes off the glass as it bounces to center ice. The attack now by Eklund. They'll put it back on the stick of Ethan Bear. We have 2 minutes and 28 before the end of the second period. And if you had to ask Bridgeport if they were fine with no goals scored in the second with a 4-1 advantage, I'm sure everybody would say just fine with us. Spencer Martin has come in. He's made a couple of really good saves, but we haven't seen a plethora of shots for either side in the middle frame. Continue on here. 4-1 the advantage of this game. Shots were 12-11 in the first period by way of Bridgeport. It's 7-4 in the second period, with Hartford only putting 4 shots on net. Looking back at that score, Springfield still leads at home through 20 minutes, 2-0 on Lehigh Valley. If that score holds, Lehigh is out of the playoff picture, and the only thing left to decide is placement amongst 4, 5, and 6. Right now, that 4th spot, of course, held by Bridgeport. Jeffries on the right side. Now for Liam Foodie. For Jeffries, the shot is blockered away, hammered by Maggio, and Martin had the answer off the right arm. Sullivan Mack. He'll scoop it up, the 25-year-old from Anchorage, Alaska. Spent 4 years at Cornell. Dumped in towards Varlamov. With 1 minute to go in the second period, you'll hear the call right now. Iserman over for Cole McWard. To the red line, he makes sure to get the puck in deep. Martin couldn't pick it up. Scanlon tries to find it. Maggio's all over him. Fix-Wolansky. The right shot down the left wall. Throws it to center ice. We're now 40 seconds away from the culmination of 40 minutes. Travis Mitchell, leaned on by Brisson. Center, Fix-Wolansky unable to shoot it. It's free now and picked up by Marshall Warren. He'll get the red line. He'll move in. Warren leaves it. Turning with it. Hunter Drew tried to center, but it's intercepted. Terrance goes off the wall. And Ortiz will scoop it up in the final 17 of a second. Fix-Wolansky waits, drags to the middle, shoots, goes wide, rebound in front, and it's Travis Mitchell holding on to it. Oh, Fix-Wolansky had a good look on the backhand, but missed it as he was trying to beat the goalie glove side. It's going to be over. 40 minutes now in the books and a 4-1 lead. Okay, well, no surprise, pretty good action in the second, but no goals scored. That's typically what is, it's always after there's an explosion of goals in one period, the next period always ends up looking way more like a chess match than the run and gun hockey which you become accustomed to in the previous period. So not surprising, but that's just how she goes. We're going to come back, have our finality of the interview with Chris Terry. And then after that, we'll have a little bit of a package we prepared earlier in the couple weeks ago that talked specifically about Victor Eklund and Cole Eiserman, the youngsters coming into the lineup, and their injection as part of the fabric here in Bridgeport. You can see it building on the movement that's being created by Matthew Darsh, management, getting some of the younger players now in the American Hockey League to try to have something happen down here. Of course, to lay the foundation of what we hope is inevitably a Stanley Cup back on Long Island. All right, we'll take a break. We'll come right back with more after this.
With over 170 flavors, Crumble always has a cookie to help celebrate the sweet victories in life. In case you feel like you didn't have a victory today, here are a few. You put on pants today. You put on anything passing as pants today. You emptied the dishwasher. You know what day it is. You watched a show today. You watched a show about a show today. Your team won the big game. Your team tried to win the big game. You didn't even know there was a big game. The sweet taste of victory. Get yours.
272 years ago, the first clinical study was conducted on a ship led by just one doctor and a few sailors to see if citrus fruits could fight scurvy. We've come a long way since then. Today, over 300,000 trials are conducted around the world. Together, clinical research scientists, physicians, study teams, site staff, healthcare providers, and trial participants advance new treatments for this generation and the next. They are courageous, compassionate, and committed to transforming and saving lives. To the thousands of patients, families, caregivers, and clinical trial community members who partner with Pfizer to make clinical research possible, thank you. Your contributions make medical breakthroughs possible. To learn more about clinical trials, visit us at on.pfizer.com/clinical trials.
Here's our second and final part with our interview with Christopher Terry, forward for the Bridgeport Islanders. Hogberg played fantastic against Hartford the other night. Henrik Tikkanen won, I think, 6 games in a row, and he won 8 of his last 9 straight games. And we have to give credit to Jeremy Smith, who's not here anymore. But Jeremy Smith coming in had, I think, forced those other 2 guys to kind of take another notch in their game. And then Jeremy won that big game here where he shut out Springfield, I think it was. And it felt like that was one of the big moments where the team sort of lurched forward in the standings because there was this galvanizing effect around Jeremy in that game. And it added to what was being built here.
I think, you can go down the line for every position of the depth we have. There's always internal competition.
Right.
I think probably in recent memory more so ever this year, the competition within ourselves and the players that are in the lineup and not. But yeah, that position obviously, Jeremy came in a few months ago and really worked hard for a couple weeks and got his chance and really stabilized us at home. That was a huge win, not only for us but for him. And like you said, it pushed the other 2 guys to continue to want the net, and when they got it, play well. So I think that's just been a huge benefit for us. Obviously, Tikkanen was here last year, and we had some really tough times, and just really great to see him play so great this year and have the record that he does. And he's made some unbelievable key saves at big times this year.
He's a dad now. You've been dad for a couple of years. What does that do to change your focus, the way you think about life?
It puts perspective on everything. You can't live and die by everything that happens on the ice. Right. I think there's a period where you're lacking sleep. I know that he was with a newborn, but it allows you to separate home and work. When you come to work, you're laser focused on what you're doing and you dial in for the amount of hours that you're there. But, when you walk out of that locker room door, you leave that behind with you. And your son or daughter's really not going to understand or probably frankly care if it was a bad day out there. So kids just have the ability to, put a smile on your face with some of the silliest or fun stuff that you can do with them. So I would just say perspective and the ability to separate the two.
Can you talk about that goal that you scored in the last home game, what the environment was like coming into the building in the last regular season home game, and then thousands of fans staying to the very end to say goodbye?
Tough to put in words. It was special, obviously. You know, I don't think it's a secret. The numbers for me this year haven't been there, but same time, I've been a part of this team, big part of this team in other ways, and just the relief and excitement when it went in, I think really couldn't hold it in, I guess. I mean, I'm not typically a huge celebration guy, but yeah, that was just pure emotion, obviously, and I was talking to my wife after the game, and one of the coolest parts of that is, she's like, why did you guys stay in the huddle like for so long? And I'm like, Backman and Foodie were just screaming, and that's like, to me, the greatest joy of when your teammates care for your success. That's what we have in this locker room, is we truly care about other guys and seeing them have success. So that was a lot of fun, and obviously the crowd was one of the bigger ones of the year. It was special. I've been here 4 years, but there's people that have been here for 25 years. So you try to put that in perspective. And, a lot of people grasp to sports teams for different reasons, maybe struggles at home, and they need a release. And that's what you got to kind of keep in mind. It is a sad time with the team leaving, but at the same time, it's quite an accomplishment to go from where we were last year to, be clinched to the playoff with 3 games to go. So I just tried to kind of share that with people and truly know that we're thankful for everything. And, we made playoffs one time here, and it was a very similar crowd like that in playoffs. So I was just trying to recommend that they all come back for playoff games and keep that same atmosphere.
Last question. Can this team make a run?
Without a doubt. I think this league is obviously different than the NHL. There's growing pains at times. There's players that develop at different times, and I think for our team, we've developed so much this year. We've had so much growth. We're playing some of our best hockey. You alluded to it earlier. We haven't really been out of any game in a long time.
Right.
So that ability to come back in games at any time, I think, I'm not going to sit here and say we're going to shock the world, because we've played every team in our division somewhere between 8 and 12 times a year. We know these teams, but we know that we can be successful against them. So, they always say you just got to get into the dance and see where it goes, and just want to be in that. So we're in. We still got 3 games to take care of this week, but I have great faith that we could have something special here.
I said on the air after you scored, I've known you for a long time, and you won't meet a better gentleman in the game than you. Thanks for doing this, and we wish you best of luck in the playoffs.
Thanks, Jason.
We'll come right back.
Total Mortgage started in 1997 in a small Connecticut office. We helped 30 families buy a home that year, and since then, we've been focused on lending with the quality and care that our buyers deserve. That simple mission has allowed us to thrive. Now, we're a national lender with local roots. Over 100,000 families have worked with us, and Connecticut is our home, and we want it to be your home too. So choose Connecticut's #1 mortgage lender. Choose Total Mortgage.
Yzerman cross ice, left centered, scores! His first goal in the American Hockey League. Yzerman gets it. Get him the puck. The Bridgeport Islanders are getting a jolt of youth at the right time with a pair of New York Islanders first-round picks now in the AHL as the playoff push heats up. Hi, I'm Jason Shia, the voice of the Bridgeport Islanders. One of those young additions is Cole Yzerman, the 20th overall pick of the 2024 NHL Draft. He's been bringing speed, energy, and production, and he knows every game from here on out carries playoff intensity. His focus, helping Bridgeport make a late push to the postseason.
For sure, we talked about it, how this is kind of a playoff series, basically, for us, and I'm excited to help these guys out. I'm coming in here, and obviously I'm here to help them and try to make them successful as well, and that's the plan. So.
Victor Eklund, in his first game in North America. Eklund, right shot to the middle. Fires and scores! scores off the crossbar and in. Another first-round pick wasted no time making his mark. Fresh off the Swedish Hockey League playoffs, Victor Eklund came flying out of the gate in his debut in North America. The Stockholm native selected by the Owls in the first round last summer is already producing at a point-per-game pace. After a dazzling shootout winner against Laval, he followed up with a pair of primary assists against Hershey. Victor told us what drives him as a player is one thing: he hates to lose.
Tell me about if someone said to you, Victor, what's your game? We watch hockey. If I watch Sidney Crosby, I know what he's about. If I watch, certain players, I know what they're about. What do you think describes you best as a hockey player?
Just giving my all out there all the time. Never have a day off. Has a decent game sense, I think. Pretty decent shot, but my strength is probably like never giving up pucks and just always trying to win it, trying to make plays, trying to win. So I hate to lose.
Bad move can cost you everything. Here's a chance. Beckman fires. He scores! Eklund to Beckman, and it's 3-1. Victor Eklund, his second primary assist of the game, and Adam Beckman roofs it over the glove of Gibson to make it 3-1.
Yeah, I just saw that guy trying to make a pass through the air, so I just knocked it out. Kind of lost it, and then I just know that guy wanted that puck, so I just bumped off him, took the puck, and just try to sauce it over. So it's easy when people score, so it makes me look good.
The kids are making noise in Bridgeport, and it won't be long before that impact reaches Long Island. Cole Eiserman says the time is now to start making his mark on the next chapter of his career.
Obviously, it's a new chapter, and it's real life now, right? So just want to produce and work my tail off, and I'm trying to make these other guys successful as well. I'm trying to have the team win, and now it's just kind of what I've dreamed of my whole life, and that's to be a hockey player. So.
If Bridgeport locks up a playoff spot, expect Victor Eklund and Cole Eiserman to be right in the middle of the story. This has been a report from Bridgeport. I'm Jason Shia saying, go Owls.
Power Station Events is your one-stop source for just about everything you need to make your next event a success. Entertainment, photography, video production, lighting, staging, amusements, and much more. Power Station Events, it's all right here.
Coke with coffee. We blended Coke with rich coffee for one very good reason. Your afternoon pick-me-up routine needed it. Simple as that. Coke with coffee.
Wake up and text. Text and eat. Text and catch the bus. Text and miss your stop. Wait. Text and be late to work.
Sorry, I'm late.
Text and work. Text and pretend to work. Text and act surprised when someone calls you out for not working.
Who, me?
Text and meet up with a friend you haven't seen in forever.
Hi.
Oh, hey.
Text and complain that they're on their phone the whole time. Text and listen to them complain that you're on your phone the whole time. Text and whatever. But when you get behind the wheel, give your phone to a passenger. Put it in the glove box. Just don't text and drive. Visit StopTextsStopWrecks.org.
Would you like sparkling or tap?
Well, actually...
Dad, no. Showtime.
We brought our own, filtered by Culligan's reverse osmosis system.
Every time? Like clockwork. Do you guys want glasses for that?
Yeah.
At Culligan, we get that most people don't think about water like we do, and that's okay. See, when we install a drinking water filtration system, we're thinking about filtering up to 60 potentially harmful contaminants, so you can just think about drinking safer, better tasting water. At Culligan, we think about your water, so you don't have to.
X-rays, penicillin, even chemotherapy were all pioneered right here at the Yale School of Medicine. And you know what's also right here? Yale New Haven Health. This is where you can benefit from its affiliation with one of the best medical schools in the world, which is also why a lot of the best minds in medicine choose to work here. And why more people from Connecticut choose to be treated here. Yale New Haven Health, with the greatest of care.
For top quality floors at rock bottom prices, come to Floor & Decor.
If you haven't been to Floor & Decor before, this is the time to go.
Wow, I cannot believe this selection.
I can get great prices at Floor & Decor every single day.
Tile, porcelain, slate, hardwoods, laminates. They've got every option that you can possibly imagine.
For the price, for the quality, to me it's a no-brainer.
Run, don't walk.
Trust me, go.
Floor & Decor.
Would you like sparkling or tap?
Well, actually...
Dad, no.
Showtime.
We brought our own. Filtered by Culligan's reverse osmosis system.
Every time?
Like clockwork. Do you guys want glasses for that?
Yeah.
At Culligan, we get that most people don't think about water like we do, and that's okay. See, when we install a drinking water filtration system, we're thinking about filtering up to 60 potentially harmful contaminants, so you can just think about drinking safer, better tasting water. At Culligan, we think about your water, so you don't have to.
We're all searching for ways to connect. We long to be part of a group we believe in. A group that helps define who we are. This is what it means to be part of a community. At M&T Bank, supporting all the important communities our customers are part of is nothing new. To enable, encourage, and empower people and communities to thrive, there's nothing more important.
Welcome back inside People's Bank Arena. The last period of regulation is coming up right now. All 5 goals scored in the first period, nothing here, nothing in the second, and we'll see what happens in the third. Let's run down the scoring for you. Victor Eklund started the scoring on the power play on a 5-on-3 advantage. Ethan Bear, Cole Eiserman had the assists on the goal. Eklund's third of the year. It was followed by Liam Foodie scoring at 4-11, his 26 of the year. Eiserman and Ethan Bear had assists on that goal. A power play tally made it 2-0. Later, Matthew Maggio by way of Cole Eiserman, his third point of the night, career high. At 12:33, Maggio scores back-to-back games. And later was Adam Beckman from Highmore and Love at 16-19, so a 4-0 lead. Until with 1 minute to go in the first period, Bryce McConnell-Barker took the cross-crease pass by Casey Fitzgerald and put it past Semyon Varlamov, and it's a 4-1 game. No scoring in the second. Spencer Martin came in to stop the bleeding. That's essentially what he did. After 20 minutes of play, Callum Tung's night was over. Shots on goal in the middle frame, 8-5 for Bridgeport. So now as we enter the third period, shots are 20-16. Bridgeport has the advantage there. We shall see what this third period brings us. Varlamov to our left, Terry, and should be Jeffries, center by Thiese. McWard on defense with Isaiah George. Here we go. Final period of regulation coming up right now. Scrum off the face-off, picked up by Dorrington. We're sitting around as Cole McWard with a shoulder check now in his backhand, sends it off the wall. Chris Terry kicking at it, not out of the zone. In the slot, shot saved by Varlamov. Tough test with an outstretched right arm, kept it out. Isaiah George. Punched down the ice by Jeffries, not enough for icing. Dorrington to an open Morrow. Gets away from the check of Chris Terry, who peels away and gets to the bench for a change, and now a breakout for Hartford right to left. 40 seconds gone. 3-goal lead for Bridgeport. They want to hold this. They want 2 points because it looks like Springfield and Hershey are close to winning their games, or at least have pretty good advantages against their opponents. Springfield trying to close the book on Lehigh's season. Fix Wilansky on the right point. Flings it in deep. We're 1 minute and 5 seconds into the third. Hartford has possession inside Bridgeport territory before it's sliced out down the ice. Bridgeport going for a change. Luff is on. Beckman's on. That means Highmore should be their centerman. For now, Dalen Kiefler remains on the ice, and now he's off, so Highmore comes on. Anton Bleed gets the red line, cross-angle dump. Marshall Warren getting there. Tied up just a bit by his 6th counterpart, Nathan Thompson. Nice play by Highmore. He'll get the red line. He'll throw it in. Highmore with 5 goals and 13 assists and 18 points. 21 games played against Hartford coming in tonight. You can add another assist to that, as well as another game played. Ethan Bear now has a 3-game point streak because of tonight. Yzerman also goes to a 3-game point streak. The biggest points are on the line in this game. This deflects off of Hunter Drew, went high over the crossbar. Spencer Martin tried to catch it, but it missed his glove as Yzerman in the far corner. Now to Hunter Drew. Drew on his backhand. Back to the blue line. Rowe skate the stick. Nice play. Travis Mitchell gets it in deep as Yzerman picked it up. Sending it off the wall for Drew. Drew kicks it up to his stick. It rolls back now. It's picked up by Mitchell. So regroup coming up here for Bridgeport. We're almost 3 minutes into this period here, period 3, in which the team leads it by a 4-1 score. Shot goes wide of Spencer Martin. Chris Terry makes sure to get the red line. He'll chip it in. Thiesing on the chase. He, Jeffries, and Terry, the forward line on for Rocky Thompson. Talked about this in the last game, but we can't say enough great things about Rocky Thompson and his staff, which include Mike Antone, video coach, David Cuniff, Chad Kalorick. Those men have worked tirelessly from the beginning of the season, since before the beginning, to get this team moving in the right direction. And if you ask any man down there, the first person they will mention to you is Rocky Thompson, from his intellect and sheer will, but besides all of that, just an unbelievably good human being. Has been a catalyst for the success of this team this season and has propelled them to the playoffs after finishing 32nd in the league in back-to-back years. You have to also tip your hat to Chris Lamorello, the general manager of the team, who's worked tirelessly behind the scenes to make things happen, as well as, of course, Matthew Darsh, Ryan Bonus, Steve Pellegrini, all involved in the process here to turn this team around. And while the NHL team came as close as you could hope for a playoff spot, it didn't happen. The foundation being laid in the American Hockey League, with the likes of Yzerman and Eklund and more to come, are driving in the right direction towards the inevitable goal of winning a Stanley Cup and bringing it back to Long Island. That is the goal. It always has been, but there's a sensation in the air that it's getting as close as it's been, as Spencer Martin makes a save and Kiefler takes it, tries to wind it up for a shot, but covered by Fix-Wolansky. Fix-Wolansky, the left wing side. Toss it out to center ice. Hammered back in by Luke Rowe. Martin will dish to Dorrington. Aiden Thompson in neutral territory. This one played off the glass. Thompson stood up by Luke Rose, having a heck of a hockey game, I can tell you that. And here's Matthew Highmore. Hard forecheck by the Wolfpack, 4-1 game. We're 5 minutes and 10 seconds into this third period. Right now there are no goals, but there's no urgency for Bridgeport to get one because they're up by 3 and have a pretty good handle on things right now. On the left wing side, carried out to center ice. There's Highmore, now Beckman, and Luff chasing it down. Fitzgerald over for Morrow. Will turn down the right side. Right shot defenseman. Picks it up and now gets support from Brody Lamb. Driven into the left of Varlamov, who makes his AHL return after over 5,600 days of not playing in the AHL. Once a member of the Hershey Bears before turning to the National Hockey League and not looking back. His last NHL game played on the 29th of November of 2024. So 5,631 days between AHL starts. Ortiz on the right wing side. The pass to him is cut off then as it went back to the blue line. Hunter Drew will throw it down the ice. Yzerman on the chase, likewise for Thiesing. As the Islanders are in the midst of a line change, which they're going to complete right now. Chris Terry then for McWard. Now George. This goes to center ice. Here's Dorrington. He'll turn. Big hit by Terry. The puck comes free. Down it will go. Will be an icing. They'll wave it off. McWard to George. Now Thiesing going indirectly off the wall. Looked like George was tied up. Finally got back on his feet because laying on top of him was Brandon Brisson. Look out. Morrow steps in for a shot. That was blocked. Great job by Jeffries. I know blocking that shot, judging by the way he's skating towards the puck here, didn't feel good, but he made a good shot block for his goaltender. It's McWard. Under pressure. Terrance forcing him to the wall with 12 minutes and 41 left to go in regulation time. And a 4-1 lead for Bridgeport. The strength of 4 goals scored in the opening period. Nothing in the second, and so far, nothing here in the third. Anton Bleed center. Right in front was Lamb. As he went to shoot it, his stick was tied up at the last moment. Hartford continues to push. It's Bleed again in the trapezoid. He looks out in front, there's no one there. Now he'll skate it up the right wing side to Fitzgerald, who blasts a one-timer, missing on the glove side of Varlamov. Morrow to Bleed. Cole McWard watching him. It's a long shift for Bridgeport of the D zone. And they got to be careful here. They need to make a change. Morrow, the defenseman, below the goal line with the puck. He'll walk it back up to the point. Jeffries watching him. It's Sullivan Mack for a wrister. Saved by Varlamov off the stick. Well, the Islanders are standing still in the defensive zone. They are desperate for a change. Jeffries also lost his stick. There's one ready for him on the bench, but he can't get there yet. And they can't quite clear the puck. It's Sullivan Mack again. Moves to the corner. Behind the play, there's a fight. Morrow and Jeffries are tied up. And they finally blow the play dead. With 11:26 to go in the third period, we're getting penalties. I believe both are going to go. Well, they've taken Scott Morrow to the penalty box. Jeffries headed that way as well. All right, we'll take a quick break. Up 4-1 here. The action continues, the lead continues. It's a 4-1 game inside People's Bank Arena. We'll step away.
What's Scotty carrying in his mouth?
Oh, it's the new Monopoly scratch ticket from the Connecticut Lottery, with chances to win up to $20,000.
Let's play.
I won!
You mean we won?
Oh, I gotta talk to my banker. My real banker.
You mean our real banker?
Park Place, here I come! Well, here we come. Use your game sense. Overall odds 1 in 3.67. Odds vary during game. Must be 18 or older to purchase. ctlottery.org. Monopoly is a trademark of Hasbro and is used with permission.
Total Mortgage started in 1997 in a small Connecticut office. We helped 30 families buy a home that year. And since then, we've been focused on lending with the quality and care that our buyers deserve. That simple mission has allowed us to thrive. Now, we're a national lender with local roots. Over 100,000 families have worked with us, and Connecticut is our home. And we want it to be your home too. So choose Connecticut's #1 mortgage lender. Choose Total Mortgage.
Welcome back inside People's Bank Arena. Jason Shine, the broadcast booth. They'll keep the face-off inside the Bridgeport zone. To his side, Jeffries and Morrow. So if everything stays the way it is tonight, Bridgeport wins, Springfield and Hershey wins, the standings don't change, everybody just gets 2 points. The difference is Hershey and Springfield will clinch spots. with only 2 games left. And that means they're in the dance, but not sure where they're going to rest when it's all said and done. Because with 2 games left, there's still a possibility of a 4-point swing. And the difference between Bridgeport and Hershey right now is 3 points. So that turns everything towards the Wilkes-Barre-Scranton game, which happens on Friday night on the road, and then in Hershey, which we hope will have no ramifications. And the team is locked up 4th in that spot. We'll all find out how it all will play out in the next few days. Luke Rowe waits as we play 4-on-4 hockey with 10 minutes and 45 seconds left. Rowe has a turn back because he sees his forwards are changing out. Beckman's on, Luff is on, and so is Marshall Warren, the defenseman. So Ethan Bear will make his way out on the ice right now as Rowe comes off and the 4 they want on the ice are on. Good change while keeping possession. Marshall Warren to the red line. He'll just high flip it to the right of Spencer Martin. First on it is Scanlon. Tied up with it, Adam Beckman. Scanlon holds on again. Marshall Warren, stick was tied up, look out, Fix-Wolansky. He's gonna move in against Ethan Bear. Shot scores! Shot down the right side. It's a 2-shot game now. Off the post and in, it was a perfect shot. Fix-Wolansky gets the goal, his 28th of the year and his 48th point. 9:48 to go. Here's Liam Foudy with Eklund, 2-on-1. Foudy to Eklund, laying down to block it. What a defensive play by Casey Fitzgerald. That developed real quick from the red line in. All right, with Hartford getting a goal here, making it a 4-2 game, you have to try to not let them get any momentum as a result of it as we go to 5-on-5 hockey. Jeffries out of the box. He'll get right to the bench. Travis Mitchell. Isaiah George's D partner, Hunter Drew. Matthew Maggio and Cole Eiserman on the ice for Rocky Thompson. This one goes to Drew, who moves his feet now, launched the pass perfectly for Eiserman. Eiserman's in, drags it, shoots it, missed on the short side. Bouncing puck inside the near circle. Centering goes back to Cole McWard. McWard to George. George shot it, deflected, never got through. Eiserman went to rifle it and hopped over his stick. It gets back to center ice. 8 minutes and 42 seconds left. Here's Eiserman again. Floats it for Maggio. Maggio curling and dragging. Trying to take it around Anton Bleed. Here's Hunter Drew to the blue line. To Warren. He'll roll it around. Spencer Martin put a shoulder into Matthew Maggio to try to take him off stride. We've seen that already this year. Clear to center ice. Dylan Rubrick in the corner against Ethan Bear, who separates him surgically from the puck. Great play by Ethan Bear. Turning is Eiserman. Nice play. Getting it to Thiesing. Jeffries drives in it as Spencer Martin holds it and now takes the whistle. With 8 minutes and 7 seconds left, what do we have here? We're getting an interference penalty. The referee is pointing at the penalty box. We'll have it for you when we come back, but I believe Bridgeport's going to the power play when we return in a 4-2 game inside People's Bank Arena. We'll come by after a short break.
With over 170 flavors, Crumble always has a cookie to help celebrate the sweet victories in life. In case you feel like you didn't have a victory today, here are a few. You put on pants today. You put on anything passing as pants today. You emptied the dishwasher. You know what day it is. You watched a show today. You watched a show about a show today. Your team won the big game. Your team tried to win the big game. You didn't even know there was a big game. The sweet taste of victory. Get yours.
272 years ago, the first clinical study was conducted on a ship led by just one doctor and a few sailors to see if citrus fruits could fight scurvy. We've come a long way since then. Today, over 300,000 trials are conducted around the world. Together, clinical research scientists, physicians, study teams, site staff, healthcare providers, and trial participants advance new treatments for this generation and the next. They are courageous, compassionate, and committed to transforming and saving lives. To the thousands of patients, families, caregivers, and clinical trial community members who partner with Pfizer to make clinical research possible, thank you.
Face-off now to the right of Spencer Martin. It is a game that is 4-2, and the power play will begin because in the penalty box for interference is Dylan Rubrick. So a chance to retrieve a 3-goal lead in this game as we're now 7:55 before the culmination of regulation time. Yzerman with 3 assists tonight would love to add a goal if he can in the power play, but he fanned on his pass at center ice before it's regathered by Eklund. He'll step in. Eklund and Yzerman and Luff and Baird and Foodie. They're on the ice for Rocky Thompson. Foodie stepping in. Foodie holds, centered, shot. That was stopped as Eklund rifled it. Spencer Martin got a piece of it off the, looked like the right pad. Who's down? It was Matt Luff is down. He lost his stick, or he is in pain right now. But he'll go back to scoop up his stick and he'll stay in the play, or will he? It comes to center ice now and it's Terrance. He'll leave it. McConnell Barker. This is all happening shorthanded for Hartford. They're continuing with the puck now with 58 to go. In the penalty box is Dylan Rubrick. It's rifled down the ice. We have 7 minutes left to go in regulation. 4-2 game. Bridgeport with the lead. Adam Beckman to Matthew Maggio. Maggio to the red line. As he went to dump it in, he got shouldered by Dorrington, and the Wolfpack will clear it off the body of Marshall Warren and into their bench. The faceoff stays in the Hartford zone. 6:40 remaining here. Well, after the conclusion of regulation time of the game is over, which we expect and hope it will end in 6:40, we will go immediately to our post-game show, recap the scoring, and then we'll be back on the air with you on Friday night, 15 minutes before puck drop, inside Mohegan Arena in Wilkes-Barre, Scranton. Hartford's up 3-1 on Wilkes-Barre. Shot is stopped by Spencer Martin and the slapper by McWard. 2 defensemen on the ice on this power play with only 6:27 left to go. Warren moving in. As he goes after the puck in the corner, he's swept it around. This is picked up off the wall by Beckman, creates some space. Tossed it for Maggio's on the blue line, now Beckman. Beckman walking it. Tried to center, was cut off. We are going back to 5-on-5 hockey. Dylan Rubrick out of the penalty box, trying to shoot it, Maggio all over him. Now they center, and that was off the leg of Beckman. Getting control is Marshall Warren. Tossing it off the dasher, it gets back to Ortiz at center ice. Fix Wolanski, drop pass, one-timer blasted and a broken stick from Dylan Rubrick. Thiesing pitchforks it backhander to make sure it gets him deep. The entry for the Wolfpack, Lamb. Hit hard by Luke Rowe. You don't want to take any penalties now if you're Bridgeport, as the puck is thrown down the ice. Will it be enough for icing? Let's see. They will wave it off. Okay. Back to Luke Rowe. Now Travis Mitchell out of the far corner as they move from left to right. This is thrown in by Bridgeport. They have 4 minutes and 47 seconds before the end of regulation. We're talking about keeping their spot. They want to hold that 4th spot in the Atlantic. That'll give them home ice in the playoffs. They've done the work they needed to do tonight so far with a 4-2 game and 4.5 left. As the puck is on the line for Liam Foudy, who fired it, deflects and goes missing on the stick side of Spencer Martin. The only problem is that Hartford and Springfield are close to winning their games. They're up by 2 goals each through 40 minutes of play. Ethan Bear behind Varlamov, look out, gave it up, and a shot goes wide on the stick side. It bounces to the line. Scanlon surveys, holds, moves to the middle. Wrister deflects and goes wide again. Liam Foudy. Foudy has Isaiah George on one side. As he went to play it to him, it'll eventually end up on the stick of Dalen Kiefler. Kiefler goes off the wall, but they don't clear it. Well, you got to get pucks out now, and they've done that here. This goes into the Hartford bench, and let's see where that face-off goes. Face-off may go to center. I'm not sure. We'll stay with the break here. Obviously, coming up Friday, that game. 7:05 is the puck drop in Wilkes-Barre and Mohegan Arena on Friday. That means our pregame show will take place at 6:50. We'll recap this game. And I look down on the bench and I see lots of players surrounding Rocky Thompson. They know what's at stake here. They know that this is not a must-win. You're in the playoffs, but you got to make sure you win this game. You're up by 2. You're in a good spot. But this is where good teams figure out a way to smartly close it out. Don't give life to your opposition just because you're up 2 in the last 3:49, in this instance, in the 3rd period. There have been limited shots on goal in the 3rd, which again is just fine. 3 shots apiece. So we're almost at regulation's culmination. At some point here soon, we will see Spencer Martin head to the bench, and it will be a 6-on-5. There's still a little bit of time. In fact, I look down now, he is gone. It is a 6-on-5 with 3:49 left to go. And relatively, I would say it's an early pull for Hartford, but they have an offensive zone faceoff, of which they've just won. Fitzgerald to Fix-Wolansky. Empty net to our right. Fix-Wolansky threw it through the middle. It ricochets all the way down. Jeffries was going to give chase, but Fitzgerald gets there in time. One shot for Bridgeport will solidify the victory. They need 2 goals on the other side. Here's Terry, as it was off a body and goes, you know, whistle down on the offside. Okay, they should move the faceoff back to center, I believe, right? Will that put Spencer Martin back in the net? It will. He goes back, so we go to a 5-on-5 scenario here. As soon as they get possession, if they do, Hartford, he will make a beeline to the bench. It will go back to a 6-on-5 again. Kiefler will take this face-off. 3:25 to go in the 3rd. 4-2 lead. Kiefler wins it back for Luke Rowe. He'll take his time and then punch it off the glass now inside the Hartford zone, and Matt Luff gets that puck to roll past the goal line. Dylan Rubrick. Bridgeport's in a 1-2-2 at center ice. Just trying to clog up the neutral zone. Martin has gone to the bench, and it's a 6-on-5. Fitzgerald. He's got Fix-Wolansky swinging down the right boards. He'll get it to him. Now he'll move it on the entry as he dumps it around. Varlamov watching from his blocker side. It went off a body. That, yes, it did hit the meshing above the net, so they'll stop play here. Face-off to Varlamov's right side. I want to thank everybody for joining us tonight. Our numbers have been off the charts for a game like this, but obviously it has importance, and we're glad that at 2:56 we may be able to bring you a win. Hopefully. Spencer Martin again is on the bench, 6-on-5, and as it's won by Hartford, it'll lose the stick of Fitzgerald. He's going to come all the way back in his own zone, and that rolled pretty close to the blue paint, but he's got a hold of it now. Right to left, and here they come. Brisson And then to Rubrick. It's on the point now on the right wing side. Fitzgerald backhand a forehand. Shot it, never got through. Rebound chance for Lamb. He'll work into the corner, sending it around. Dylan Rubrick stepped up. Thiesing watching him. Empty net. Gaining possession. Jeffries shot it towards the empty goal, but it goes wide. Thiesing will get it. He can't shoot from that left wing, though. Now he centers for Terry. Terry holds on, leads it for Luff, and then off a leg, it goes wide. Dylan Rubrick in the final 2 minutes and 10 seconds. They had a good look at the empty net, couldn't get it to go. McConnell Barker, who's got a goal in this game. Kyle Jackson moving on the right side. Aiden Thompson left. They'll decide to dump it in. Play to the trapezoid. There's McWard. Now it's gloved down. Here's a chance for Luff. And the pass across. Liam Foodie holds it. Trying to shoot it as he did. It went off a stick. Never got through. Kiefler now. And Matt Luff trying to close his man off on the forecheck. He's towards the end of his shift. He may peel away and go for a change. He's looking at the bench right now. 6-on-5 continues. There's 90 seconds left to go in regulation. The bouncer. Look out. Travis Mitchell. He's got room. Mitchell doesn't want to ice it. Played it off the glass. It gets to the line, but not clear. Another chance here for Jeffries. He'll scoop it out to center ice. 1:14 to go in regulation. A 4-2 lead. Scanlon holds on in his own zone. 70 seconds left before Varlamov takes the victory with his team in this game. Here's the call for the last minute of play right now. Fitzgerald, Fix-Wolansky, saved by Varlamov off the left pad on that one-timer. Fix-Wolansky on the left wing side. 6-on-5 continues. There's 49 seconds left to go in the third period in a 4-2 lead. Fitzgerald fires. That deflects and goes wide. Brisson on the right side now. Missile silos everywhere on the ice for Hartford. Turned over to Jeffries. To the empty net. He'll play it off the wall. They don't get it out, however. Luke Rowe. He'll rim the puck. And now it's down the ice. Scores! An empty net goal will solidify the victory and a 5-2 game. Well, it hit something and perfectly darts between the posts and in. Bullseye. That'll do it. Well, it sounded like they gave it to Luke Rowe. I'm going to get the official word in just a moment. But this game is now 5-2, and it is a goal that will give Varlamov and his team the victory in 7 seconds. A 5-2 win. Congratulations to Varlamov for coming back and giving his team a big 2 points in the pursuit of that 4th spot in the Atlantic Division. He was phenomenal tonight. 18 of 20, some massive saves in the third period, and the team surrounds him. And that's it. Let's go to the post-game show quickly here. Victor Eklund scored at 2:44 in the first period, a 5-on-3 from Ethan Bear and Yzerman. And Yzerman and Ethan Bear would assist on Liam Foodie's goal, which made it 2-0 on the power play at 4:11. Matthew Maggio scored his 12th of the year from Cole Yzerman, his 3rd assist. And that made it 3-0 before Adam Beckman from Highmore and Luff at 16-19. Made it a 4-0 game. While Bryce McConnell Barker and Trey Fix-Wolansky would bring Hartford closer to a 4-2 game, Luke Rowe put the nail in the coffin in 1933 for his 2nd of the year in the empty netter. Semyon Varlamov is the winning goaltender tonight, and he'll take the win with 18 of 20, and that'll do it. We'll say our goodbyes right now. We'll see you on the air in Wilkes-Barre. It'll be a 650 pregame show. Highlights of this game and a lot more coming up during that broadcast. For the last 2 games, the regular season in pursuit of the Calder Cup. With the playoffs secured, now the last thing to figure out is the placement, where they rest. They want home ice. They want that 4th spot, and they can get ever closer on Friday night against Wilkes-Barre. I'm Jason Shine. Thanks for listening. Go to BridgeportIslanders.com for the official recap and the official score sheet on theAHL.com. We'll see you on Friday night. Good night. Talk to you later.